The year is 1914. Europe, a continent brimming with empires and innovation, teeters on the precipice of disaster. A generation stands poised on the brink of an abyss. This is the story of their descent into a conflict so devastating that it would forever be known as the Great War. Beneath the facade of grandeur, tension simmered. Nationalism, imperialism, and a relentless arms race had created a powder keg. The Great War would shatter empires, redraw maps, and scar the soul of humanity. Europe in the early 20th century was a tangled web of alliances. Germany, newly unified and militarily powerful, felt encircled by rivals. France craved revenge and the return of lost territory. Great Britain watched nervously as Germany's naval ambitions threatened its dominance at sea. Russia sought to expand its influence in the Balkans, a region already riven by ethnic tensions. Austria-Hungary viewed Serbian nationalism as an existential threat. The world held its breath, waiting for the spark that would ignite the inferno. The show that echoed around the world rang out on a sunny June day in Sarajevo. Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sophie lay dead, victims of an assassin's bullet. Austria-Hungary, outraged by the assassination, saw an opportunity to crush Serbian ambitions. Backed by Germany's blank check of support, Austria-Hungary issued an ultimatum to Serbia. Serbia, backed by Russia, sought a diplomatic solution but was ultimately unwilling to bow to every Austro-Hungarian demand. On July 28, 1914, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia. Within weeks, the great powers of Europe were locked in a deadly embrace. The early months of the war were marked by a sense of naive optimism. Soldiers marched off to battle convinced that they would be home by Christmas. On the Western Front, German advances were halted at the Battle of the Marne, leaving both sides dug in along a sprawling network of trenches. In the east, the vastness of the Russian steppes proved to be a double-edged sword. The war at sea was equally brutal, with German U-boats waging unrestricted submarine warfare against Allied shipping. The Ottoman Empire joined the Central Powers, hoping to regain lost territories. As the war dragged on, empires called upon their colonies for manpower and resources, transforming a European conflict into a truly global war. World War I witnessed a terrifying convergence of old tactics and new technologies. Machine guns turned battlefields into killing fields. Artillery rained down death from afar. Poison gas introduced a new element of horror to the battlefield. Tanks, initially unreliable, offered hope for breaking the stalemate of trench warfare. Airplanes evolved into weapons of war, engaging in dogfights and dropping bombs on enemy positions. The Great War had become a laboratory of death, where technological innovation was harnessed for destruction on an unprecedented scale. As the war entered its fourth year, the tide began to turn. Years of relentless fighting had taken a heavy toll on all sides. The economies of Europe struggled to keep pace with the insatiable demands of the war machine. The entry of the United States into the war in 1917 provided a much-needed boost to the Allied war effort. Fresh American troops helped to tip the balance of power in favor of the Allies. Internal turmoil weakened the Central Powers. By the fall of 1918, it was clear that the Central Powers could not win. On November 11, 1918, at 11 a.m., the guns of Europe fell silent. The armistice brought an end to the fighting. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, officially ended the war, but sowed the seeds of future conflict. Germany, blamed for the war and saddled with crippling reparations payments, was humiliated. The Austro-Hungarian, Ottoman, and Russian empires were swept away, replaced by a patchwork of new nations. The Great War left an indelible mark on the world, shaping the course of the 20th century and beyond. The conflict stands as a stark reminder of the human capacity for both destruction and resilience. If you found this journey through history enlightening, please like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and share it with friends and loved ones. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and follow us on other social platforms using the links below. Thank you for watching.